Tonight, Karate Combat is live in Athens, Greece, the city which gave birth to combative sports and proudly mixes the ancient with the contemporary. It's Karate Combat Olympus, coming to you from the spectacular Zappeion, which served as a venue for the first modern Olympic Games in 1896 and stands as a true landmark in this vibrant capital. On tap, some of the sport's most accomplished fighters, fully focused on showcasing their striking skills and knockout power inside the Karate Combat Pit. Hey everyone, with the great Bas Rutten, I'm Sean Wheelock. Boss Karate Combat, of course, made its debut live to the world in Miami, Florida this past April. A stacked card, 6 fights from that 4 spectacular finishes. We expect more of the same this evening.
Well, it was the first sport that I started out with as a kid. And yes, this event was a crazy event in Miami because I didn't read one negative comment online. We saw everything. We saw clean striking, we saw clean technique, but most of all, we saw the respect that these fighters have for each other.
A really intriguing main event this evening. Jerome Brown from England versus the Frenchman David Dona. A real contrast in styles, boss, a real contrast in body types.
Yeah, Dona is a very explosive guy, and Brown is a lengthy guy and more fluid, you know. Now, if Brown can keep him on the outside of his reach, he's gonna pick him apart. But if Dona finds a way to fight inside the reach of his opponent, that could be trouble for Jerome.
All fights in Karate Combat, boss, of course, take place in this specially designed pit.
And let's talk about that pit. Our pit is a square of 6.5 by 6.5 meters, which is for our fans in America, 21 feet and 4 inches. I love this size because as a fighter, you will be forced to fight. Now also take a look at the walls of the pit. They're in a 45-degree angle. The fighter can use those walls to his advantage. For example, if he wants to throw a real Superman punch, well, just push off and kaboom, there you go. There we have our specially designed 4-ounce gloves with the perfect amount of padding on the knuckles. And Sean, why don't you bring us the rules?
In Karate Combat, punches to a grounded fighter are permitted for 5 seconds. Punches and kicks are allowed above the waist, and kicks are allowed below the knee. All submissions are illegal. We are now set for our opening bout of the night. At 75 kilograms, 165 pounds, it's Reda Massoudi of Morocco versus Nikos Kosmas from here in Greece. Here's our Karate Combat pit announcer, Agilos Triantis.
Before we move into the fight, let us have a moment of silence for the victims of the recent Greek bushfires. Thank you. From Athens, Greece, this is Karate Combat Olympus. For the first fight of the night, in the red corner, coming from Morocco, Reda Massoudi. His opponent, in the blue corner, coming from Greece, Nikos Kosmas. Fighters, enter the pit.
Reda Massoudi, a 5-time Moroccan national champion, feels he has natural knockout power. Nikos Kosmas, a bronze medalist in the 2011 Under-21 World Championships, prides himself on his efficient and technical counter striking. Ioannis Mavridis from here in Greece is the referee. Round number 1. This in all 7 bouts tonight. Karate Combat Olympus from the Zappeion in Athens, Greece, scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. If the fight ends in a draw level after 9 minutes, we will have 1 overtime round set for 3 minutes, which will determine the winner of the fight. Red glove tape for Reda Massoudi, blue glove tape for Nikos Kosmas. Very patient style. Masadi on the front kick. Big right hand.
Wow, I love it that he came up that ball and came down while he was punching. Look at these short hooks that he's throwing.
Kosmas punching with his back against the wall. Able to stand up from referee Ioannis Mavridis. Bounce to the step of Masaudi.
Yeah, Masaudi, as you can see, has a 5-inch reach advantage in both arms and in his arms, and also in both legs.
Big overhand right, dropping Kosmas. Now looking to finish is Masaudi. 5 seconds permitted on the ground. Already swelling under the right eye of Kosmas. The mouse forming and forming quickly. Switch of stances now for Nikos Kosmas.
Kosmas, Shito Ryu, he represents that. And Saudi represents Shotokan Karate.
Hard body
Hard
kick.
body kick. Nowashi Geidangiri, as they call it.
Looking for the takedown.
One.
There's the table takedown, and you hear the count from Mavridis to 5.
Come on, guys, up.
Again, no
Come on, guys.
submissions.
Hey.
As long as you don't base with both knees on the canvas, you can throw punches. The top fighter can only throw punches. The bottom fighter can throw up kicks as well as punches.
Kosmas going with that straight line. Oh, Masaudi should have moved to the side, but then only at the last possible moment.
Big wide punches, straight right hand from Kosmas. 1 minute, 5 seconds remaining, round number 1.
He's looking for a double leg, but that is not allowed because most of the time when they do that, they stall in that position.
Kosmas holding his hands boss much higher. See the front hand of Masaudi from the southpaw stance. His right hand very low, actually rubbing his knee.
Don't do it again.
You know, I would have my hands up also when I fight Masaudi because he's got fast kicks and powerful kicks. Look at this, and a takedown again.
From the switch kick, then the front kick.
Don't grab.
Actually looked like he was going for the arm bar to
Oh,
Kosmas.
yeah. And if he threw his leg over, he had the triangle.
Big right hand again. Kosmas has been training in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu here in his native Athens. He said it's really helped him with his inside game and his takedowns.
Yes, because you connect everything together. That's the great thing about that sport. You apply it to karate, perfect, and vice versa.
15 seconds remaining. All action here in round number 1. Reda Masaudi of Morocco versus Nikos Kosmas fighting in his home nation of Greece, his home city of Athens. Front kick, the right hand from Masaudi to answer.
And the leg is longer than the punch.
The bell at the end of
there.
round 1. This is our first of 7 fights tonight, Karate Combat Olympus.
Man, look at this venue. Huh? It's amazing.
The Zappione hosted fencing in 1896, the first modern Olympic Games held here in Athens. It's also served as part of the Athletes' Village, the Summer Olympics of 1896.
Yeah, Nikos is going to have to fight his close distance because he needs to fight inside the reach of his opponent. He cannot let him use his footwork. He was driving forward, giving some strikes, and his opponent went straight backwards. That's actually a good sign. You should do that again because the opponent should move in an angle away from him to the left or to the right to avoid the striking. But hopefully the corner from Nikos is going to tell him that, so he's going to blast forward again.
1 minute rest period between rounds.
Come on, down. Back. Are you ready?
Masadi in our fighter meeting 2 days ago, boss told us I want to throw more kicks than punches and a lot of roundhouse kicks with my left leg and with my right leg.
Yep, and for what I understand, he has the first round. So Nikos needs to turn this up.
Hands very high for Kosmas. See the feint from Masaudi from the southpaw stance. There's the 1-2.
Nice movement by Nikos, moved away from that right Mawashi Giri, which is a roundhouse kick.
Feint again with the left hand from Masaudi.
Fight, guys.
Call for action from Mavridis. Hard kick to the body, that lands on the front kick.
Yeah, they use their kicks to set up strikes, but I thought that Nikos was doing better with his side kick because they keep the opponent away. Oh, beautiful takedown there, but his opponent, you see, now he let him go, so now he's allowed to strike.
The single leg again is legal. No suplexes, no double legs. Trips, takedowns, and sweeps, otherwise all legal. 120 in terms of seconds remaining in round number 1.
Guys, action.
Again, call for action from Ioannis Mavridis, our referee. Short right hand, almost from a side headlock position. Quickly in the separation. Kosmas claiming boss punched in the back of the head, which is illegal. Good left hand and a big right hand to follow from Moussaoui.
Yeah, he really telegraphed that left kick, Kosmas did. He should watch out, set it up with a strike or 2 strikes, 3 strikes, and that kick.
1 minute 25 seconds remaining, round number 2. Kosmas calling Moussaoui forward, trying to bait him in.
Yeah, maybe he's got a trick up his sleeve with the corner there. He's going to move out. You see, he used the wall to get out, but it's backfiring because he got hit in the process.
Big wide punches, the level change. And again, Kosmas looking for the takedown, but stalling out. You have to throw in the clinch. You cannot stall out in the clinch. Heavy breathing now from Nikos Kosmas, extending the left hand as a rangefinder.
Yeah, that's not a good sign because his opponent sees that he's going to attack the body. That's what I would do. Ooh, that was close.
45 seconds remaining, round number 2. Stalking pressure now from the Moroccan, Reda Moussaoui.
Again, 2 shots to the back of the head.
Mavridis warning Moussaoui that time. See our crowd by invitation only here at the Zappeion in Athens. On the switch kick. Nearly an incidental clash of heads on the inside. 15 seconds now remaining, round number 2. Again, stalking pressure from Reda Moussaoui. Looking for one more significant strike as Mavridis calls for action. He won't get it. We are headed to the 3rd and final round. Coming up tonight in our main event, you will see Jerome Brown of England versus from France, Davy Dona. Karate Combat first met Davy Dona 1 year ago in a very unusual way.
My name is Davy Dona. My nickname, Uri Khan. #1 karateka. Knockout Agayev. People, more karateka in a fight. No problem. By fighting with Team Coco Sport. Man, surprise. Look my style. I'm ready. Fight now. I'm ready.
Davy Dona, 2-time European champion. You will see him in our main event set at 75 kilograms, 165 pounds, versus the Englishman Jerome Brown, himself a 3-time All-Britain champion. 3rd and final round of this, our opening bout of the evening. Reda Moussaoui of Morocco versus Nikos Kosmas of Greece. 3 judges scoring on a 10-point must system. And again, in this and all fights in Karate Combat, if it's a draw level after 9 minutes, 3 rounds, then there will be 1 overtime round set at 3 minutes, which will determine the winner of the bout. Big strikes on the inside, Moussaoui landing with the left.
The mouthpiece got lost.
The mouthpiece of Kosmas.
Kosmas really needs to push the action right now. It's very important.
It was actually the mouthpiece of Moussaoui.
Yeah, he connected with that first punch. Kosmas did.
When I was a boxing referee, I made that mistake all the time. The mouthpiece comes out, you go to the wrong fighter, like Mavridis did there. I have my mouthpiece in. What are you talking about?
This is a hard way. Well, I thought he was slowing down pretty fast there, Kosmas did.
See the heart rates? That is our HUD display. You can see more at karate.com. Big right hand! And that is it! Mavridis stops this fight. And the victory for Reda Moussaoui in round number 3.
Wow. Man, that was right on the button. Perfectly placed, well-timed, left hook.
Kosmas continues to argue his case to no avail with Ioannis Mavridis. The victory for Reda Moussaoui in round number 3.
Yeah, the referee's here to watch out for the health of the fighter. And trust me, he will look in their eyes and he sees if they're ready to fight or not. And if he thinks he's not going to take the risk.
Knockout Red corner, Reda Mesaudi.
Reda Mesaudi, boss, we could see the momentum building and building throughout this fight, culminating with that third-round knockout win versus Nikos Kosmas.
You know, I gotta say with Kosmas, he didn't look flinched at all when he got up, so he's got a really strong hand. I can understand that he still wants to fight, but I think in the moment, it was the right decision.
Kosmas very game, definitely tried to implement his counter-striking game, wearing the damage on his face. That mouse formed under his right eye in round 1 and a mouse under his left eye as well as he exits here in round 3. The winner by way of third-round knockout, Reda Mesaudi defeats Nikos Kosmas. Very pleased that you're with us watching live online around the world. It is Karate Combat Olympus from the Zappion in Athens, Greece. That bout number 1 of 7, bout number 2 on tap. Women's 55 kilograms, 121 pounds. Fabiola Esquivel of Mexico versus from France, Sarah Ait Ibrahim.
You know, everything is about the same here. Ibrahim has a little bit more reach on both legs and the arms, so let's find out which style, Shotokan or Shitoryu, is going to be victorious tonight. Look at this place, man. I can't get out of it. It's so beautiful, and also the colors, they help a lot. And when we were outside yesterday, we saw the moon eclipse here, right where we're standing, and just, you know, you feel the history in this place.
Here in Athens, a city of iconic buildings, this stand is a very iconic building. Everyone knows this venue. There's so much pride going back again to the first modern Olympiad held here in Athens in 1896. It's still a very relevant building. Politics, parties, concerts, and now this great sporting event, Karate Combat.
You know, I was really rooting for to see if I could enter that pancration tournament they had in Greece in '96. Yes.
I think you would win on the leg locks.
Let's hope so, if they allow. Okay, she means business. But so is she. I have a good feeling about this one, my friend.
Fighters, go to your corners. For the second fight of the night, coming from Mexico, in the red corner, Fabiola Esquivel. Her opponent, in the blue corner, coming from France, Sarah Ait Ibrahim. Fighters, enter the pit.
In our fighter meeting 2 days ago, Fabiola Esquivel told me she feels that she's a very smart and tactical fighter. Ait Ibrahim said, I'm a very aggressive fighter, I'm very durable, I'm very resilient. Ioannis Mavridis, again the referee. We are set.
Are you ready? Fight!
Round 1. Red glove tape for Esquivel, blue glove tape for Ait Ibrahim. Hands very high for Esquivel, off of her back foot right now. Heavy forward pressure, Sarah Ait Ibrahim. Boss, you see Esquivel trying to use the pick.
I love it. I love it. It's distraction. Everything works. Set it a little up. The equilibrium. It's always good.
Straight right hand from Esquivel.
We haven't seen the kick yet.
Down goes Ait Ibrahim. Trying to work her way in. Again, remember, the bottom fighter can up kick. The stand-up order from Mavridis. Hands much higher and tighter striking guard for Sarah Ait Ibrahim.
Fighters, action.
Mavridis calling for action.
Don't grab the hair.
Warning to Ibrahim for grabbing the hair of Esquivel.
That was the first kick there.
Good right hand from Sarah Ait Ibrahim.
I love that. You see, she's still fighting again. all to this 45 angle wall.
Esquivel legally throwing those kicks with her back against the wall. 1 minute, 40 seconds remaining, round number 1.
Fighters, action.
Come straight forward. I would come straight hook instead of two straights.
A slip from Esquivel. Aid Ibrahim continuing the punch. Counter on the left hand. Big right hand on the hook from Aid Ibrahim.
Action.
Continual forward
Oh,
movement.
that was a nice switching stance coming with the right. Nice. Esquivel, great job.
Esquivel now on her bike, looking for the better angle, trying to base off of the wall, almost a modified Superman punch.
And you see what she did? She used the wall also to move out of safety, to safety.
Can you see our HUD display? You can see more at karate.com.
And again, she's using the wall to push off. It's almost like she lets herself get pushed to the wall so she can use it.
Ibrahim, no interest in pouncing there, keeping this fight standing. Ooh, good right hand. Now 30 seconds remaining, round 1.
She was waiting for that one. That was beautiful.
Saraid Ibrahim from France continuing to throw that right hand, continuing to land that right hand versus Fabiola Esquivel of Mexico.
Izabitsuki, as they call a straight punch.
That was down on the counter left. And again, you see Aid Ibrahim, boss, not pouncing, keeping this fight standing.
Oh, she's in control here.
No interest in the ground and pound. Final seconds, round number 1, and we are heading to round 2. You saw from Esquivel, it takes athleticism just to exit the pit.
Oof. Boom, and then right away leaning against the pit and throwing a side kick, or AKA the Yokogiri. Yeah, that hit her on the temple, that right hand. That'll throw your balance off.
We're just getting started. Still 5 more fights coming your way. It's Karate Combat Olympus from Athens. So pleased to be with the great Boss Rutten. I'm Sean Wheelock.
Si no, no. Más efectividad, más efectividad.
Esquivel extremely relaxed coming into this fight, but put under early pressure from Saraid Ibrahim.
Yeah, and as you can see, Ibrahim won the first round. We showed it. If you have a little dot next to the name, that means she took the first round. Esquivel has to step it up.
Ibrahim grabbing on the inside, warned by Mavridis. See that high, tight striking guard.
Yeah, it's almost like a Muay Thai style, you would say, right?
Absolutely. You see the front shoulder of Saraid Ibrahim.
And any mistake that Esquivel makes, she's going to get countered with that right hand. Watch.
There's the right hand. Again, Esquivel down. Using the wall, trying to angle out to a better position. She does, but just momentarily. Again, it's that stalking pressure from Aid Ibrahim.
This was good. Esquivel connected there.
Again, the feint.
I love that. So important. Not a lot of fighters are using feints. Nice long left. She could have followed it up either with a kick or a right straight.
Esquivel trying to establish her jab. Now the right hand and another right. One of her better combinations of this fight.
Yeah, she's doing much better in the second round.
Still forward pressure though from Saraid Ibrahim. Dictating the tempo, dictating the range. Nothing on that left hand from Fabiola Esquivel. Can you see the feint? Esquivel trying to use the wall.
Yeah, I'm telling you, she's been practicing this because she's been doing this a lot of times. And if the right arm from Ibrahim comes up so much, why don't she go with the left to the body?
See the punches? Just like on the ground, when a fighter has their back against the wall, 5 seconds are allowed of striking. The top fighter can only punch the bottom fighter, whether bottom on the wall or bottom on the canvas, on the floor, can both up kick and punch. Closing stages, round number 2. Women's 55 kilograms, 121 pounds. Fabiola Esquivel versus Sarah Ibrahim.
I would like to see a perfectly placed roundhouse kick. Oh, and boom.
Big
There we have
low
it.
kick drops Esquivel.
You ask and you will receive, boss.
She might have heard you.
Come on, fight.
Sarah Ibrahim seemingly in full control of this fight. As we close out round number 2.
Blue, I need more action. Let's go.
Ioannis Mavridis, our Greek referee, just calling for more action. Big swing and a miss, lead
Yep.
left hook from Esquivel. Straight right hand again from Ibrahim. That punch has been there for her all fight long. Switch of stances now for Fabiola Esquivel. From the southpaw, again, Ait Ibrahim walking through. 5 seconds remaining, round number 2. Again, the feint. Up next, the third and final round.
Yeah, that was a close one. And this one, if it also is going to go to Ibrahim, well, the only way for Esquivel is to win by knockout. That was that beautiful kick. I mean, first time I saw that was Roman Dekkers did it to somebody. Mawashi Shurangiri, that's a roundhouse kick to the legs. When they say Mawashi Geidangiri, that's to the body. Yodangiri is to the head.
Remember, for more stats, our HUD display, go online to karate.com. It's the official website of Karate Combat. Third and final round upon us. Mavridis talking to Esquivel.
For your safety.
I believe it's a trickle of blood coming from her right nostril.
It's just a flesh wound. It doesn't matter. It's okay. No.
They are stopping this fight. The doctor is stopping this fight.
That has to be because then the nose is broke. Otherwise it wouldn't stop the fight because the blood doesn't go in the eyes, so it doesn't do anything to the opponent. So that has to be the reason.
So our pit-side physician here in Greece has stopped this fight. Round number 3 starts. That officially will go down as a TKO win for Ait Ibrahim. 6 minutes into the fight, 3 minutes of round 2.
TKO. Blue corner, Sarah Ait Ibrahim.
The winner, by way of second round TKO, Sarah Ait Ibrahim defeats Fabiola Esquivel. Tonight, Karate Combat is live in Athens, Greece, the city which gave birth to combative sports and proudly mixes the ancient with the contemporary. It's Karate Combat Olympus coming to you from the spectacular Zappeion, which served as a venue for the first modern Olympic Games in 1896 and stands as a true landmark in this vibrant capital. On tap, some of the sport's most accomplished fighters, fully focused on showcasing their knockout power and striking skills inside the Karate Combat pit. Hey everyone, with the great Boss Rutan, I'm Sean Wheelock. So pleased that you're with us for Karate Combat. Boss, Karate Combat, of course, made its debut to the world in April. We were in Miami, Florida. 6 fights on the card, 4 spectacular finishes. We expect more of the same this evening here in Athens.
Well, it was the first sport that I started out with, the first martial arts. And yes, that event was an insane event. I only read great and positive reviews about the event. And we saw everything we wanted. We saw clean technique, clean striking. Most of all, though, we saw the respect among those fighters.
It's absolutely our pleasure to be here in Greece, but we would be remiss if we did not acknowledge the national tragedy, really a world tragedy. Numerous wildfires here in this nation, thus far 82 fatalities. It's really a difficult circumstance in this country.
Yeah, and that number might go up because a lot of people are missing. It's really horrible. A lot of people, passed away. Then people lost their friends, family members, houses, homes, memories, everything. The limo driver who was driving me from the airport to the hotel told me he lost 3 family members. So that brings it very close to home.
We fight tonight, full respect to the people of this great nation. We certainly have their thoughts. We have our thoughts with them in mind. Boss, our main event this evening, really intriguing. Jerome Brown of England versus Davy Dona of France. This is a contrast in styles. This is a contrast in body types.
Oh, it already started at the weigh-ins. Jerome got in his face, a lot of smack talking going on, and I had to really push him back. And yes, there are 2 different styles. One super explosive, and him here, right on Jerome. You see him, he's nice and loose. He has the reach advantage. He wants to keep him outside his reach. But if Dona can fight inside the reach, that could be a problem for Jerome.
In Karate Combat, we use the pit. It is specially designed. It is designed for all action fights.
Yes, our pit is a square of 6.5 by 6.5 meters, which is for our fans in America, 21 feet and 4 inches. I love this size because as a fighter, you will be forced to fight. Now also take a look at the walls of the pit. They're a 45-degree angle, and the fighter can use those walls to his advantage. For example, if he wants to throw a real Superman punch, well, just push up, my friend, and boom, there you go. We have specially designed 4-ounce gloves with the perfect amount of padding on the knuckles. And Sean, please explain to people at home the rules.
In Karate Combat, punches to a grounded fighter are permitted for 5 seconds. Punches and kicks are allowed above the waist, and kicks are allowed below the knee. All submissions are illegal. We are now set for our opening bout of the main card. At 84 kilograms, 185 pounds, is Fioravante Valentino of Italy versus the Spaniard Igor de Castañeda.
That man there, Valentino, was trying to intimidate his opponent yesterday at the weigh-ins, and I mean everything. Body movements, facial expressions. I love to find out if he can back that up. If he can, great, because sometimes, it's an insecurity, but I don't know with him. He looks very strong.
Fighters, go to your corners.
We've already had 2 fights on our preliminary card. Now set for our main card. Fabiola Esquivel, I beg your pardon, in our previous fight. Fioravante Valentino, extremely confident, as you said, boss. Wants to make this a rough and rugged fight. Igor de Castañeda, 2011 Shotokan European champion. He's been training extensively in MMA with the outstanding fighter Enoch Salves in his native Spain.
Ready for the main card. In the red corner, coming from Italy, Fioravante Valentino. His opponent, coming from Spain, in the blue corner, Igor de Castañeda. Fighters, enter the pit.
This and all fights scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. If a draw, level after 9 minutes, there will be 1 3-minute overtime round to determine the winner of the fight. Round number 1. Red glove tape for Valentino, blue glove tape for De Castañeda.
That is ground and pound, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, look at he's still dizzy.
Rapid fire start, as you see from the Spaniard Igor de Castañeda.
He can throw everything now, Castañeda. He should take his time, step back. Nice high kick.
Big right hand and the left hand.
Make it into a reel.
Stop. Stand up. Fight.
Another big right hand. Down again goes Valentino.
Yeah, this fight is over. He could never get his feet back.
And that is it. The stoppage from our Greek referee, Antonias Halatsis.
Yep.
And just like that, the victory to Egor de Castañeda in a steamroller-like performance.
You know, and I don't want to say anything, but normally the person who says, I'm going to annihilate him, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, it's kind of a self-therapy what they're doing. The self-medication, you know, they say they pump themselves up.
One-way traffic in the Karate Combat pit in favor of the Spaniard, Egor de Castañeda.
The Spaniard, now I'm thinking about the gladiator.
Valentino just could never get his offense going, immediately put under attack.
How many seconds?
And the winner, by knockout, Egor de Castañeda.
A rapid-fire start, boss, to our main card.
Yeah, man, this was crazy. You see, once a big punch lands, everything, that was the one. And you know what, it was a looping punch that went to the back of the head, but not really the back of the head, it's just outside the mark. You see, it's almost like a clothesline. And I'm telling people all the time, use those punches because they're super effective, as you can see there. After this one, he never could really find his foot setting anymore.
In our fighter meeting, Egor de Castañeda told me I don't want to get stuck on the outside. He fought that completely on the inside, overwhelming Fioravante Valentino.
Yep, he did.
The winner, by way of first-round knockout, Egor de Castañeda defeats Fioravante Valentino.
You see, and that's for the people at home what I mean with fighting on the inside. If your opponent has a longer reach, you want to fight close to him because there he is less powerful. And the other, of course, he needs to make sure that the opponent stays outside his reach.
We're at the Zappeion here in Athens, Greece. This venue hosted fencing in the first modern Olympic Games held here in Athens, Greece in 1896. This crowd by invitation only. This is a truly spectacular and remarkable setting.
Man, if I was 20 years younger, huh? I could have stood right here in the gi, putting my black belt on. I would take my Kyokushin black belt because it's 5th degree, hey? It was a gift. I didn't do anything for it, it was a gift. But that looks the best, 5 stripes on there, right?
I think you earned that.
Yeah. Can't wait for these next 3 fights. They're all going to be barn burners, especially the main event. I mean, the weigh-ins. Like I said before, I really had to push Jerome Brown, because he was getting in the face. And from what I understood later on, I found out that his opponent didn't understand what he was saying because he's from France. So he said, "What's up, old man? What do you want, old man?" But he never knew what he was saying.
This is an open-air venue. We have a canopy, it's open air. It is humid here in Greece.
It is very humid here in the Greece. You know, I just took my jacket off and, well, you can see, it is humid here. There we go. Look at this. What a beautiful man.
So, boss, let's talk about our main event. Jerome Brown comes in, very confident, 23 years old from North London, against Davy Dona, who's really a legend in karate circles from France.
Well, it started. This was the deal. We were at the pool in the hotel on top of the roof, and one was on this side, Jerome was on that side, and then his opponent was on the other side, but the water was in between. And actually, I posted something on Instagram. I said, okay, these guys, because they were eyeing each other the whole time, you know, and you saw him talk, and they were checking each other out. But I told him that message in the Instagram post that I said, tomorrow there will be no water. There will be no pool in between. These guys are going to go. And at the weigh-ins, I already mentioned 2 times now, it got a little heated from Jerome Brown's side. You know, Dave Dona, he was still in total control and he was just standing there. But then later on, he told me I didn't even know what he was saying. So maybe that's why he wasn't getting angry. But, you know, that's also the karate spirit. You just take it. You saw it here as well. You know, people can hate each other because right after when he got into his face, what did he do? He stepped back and both of them, they bow to each other. And that's what I love about karate. You know, it gets really heated in the weigh-ins and it's talk, but they step back, they bow with each other for respect, and then the fight continues.
Davy Dona prides himself on being a finisher as well as an entertainer. He wants to do both, win and entertain our worldwide audience.
Kokudai!
mon corps, mon esprit conditionné grâce au karaté. Je me prépare plus de 4 heures par jour pour cette nouvelle ligue de karaté combat. Je suis le meilleur pour cette nouvelle ligue de karaté combat. Je suis passé à côté de nombreux titres européens et mondiaux dus au contrôle. Et bien souvent, des adversaires simulaient un petit peu lorsque je les touchais. Là, maintenant, avec cette nouvelle ligue, il n'y aura pas de cinéma, en fait. Celui qui tombe et qui est KO, celui qui fait dodo, c'est celui qui a perdu. Je veux que mes enfants fassent du karaté parce que le karaté, c'est une superbe école de la vie, parce que ça va leur inculquer de nombreuses valeurs telles que le respect, l'humilité, la sincérité, et ça va leur donner une vraie ligne de conduite. Mon premier combat dans cette nouvelle ligue, je ne l'appréhende pas. Je l'attends avec impatience. Je me vois rentrer dans la fosse. Mon adversaire descend. L'arbitre lui demande s'il est prêt. Il pense être prêt dans sa tête, mais il n'est pas prêt. Parce que ce qui va lui tomber dessus à mon adversaire, c'est un ouragan qui balaye tout sur son passage.
Karate Combat Olympus live tonight from the historic and stunning Zappeion in Athens, Greece. The venue for fencing in the first modern Olympic Games held here in Athens in 1896. With the great Boss Root, and I'm Sean Wheelock. So pleased that you're with us, watching live around the world. 4 bouts still headed your way. Up now, 102 kilograms, 224 pounds, the Brazilian Wellington Barbosa versus from Turkey, Yasar Shahintekin.
Both these guys are Shotokan karatekas, and both like to sweep or take the opponent down, so that's going to be cool. Barbosa's arms are 7-inch longer. That's a long reach, an extra little part there. Is that going to play a factor?
Emphatic entrance for Yasar Shahintekin.
Fighters, go to your corners.
To get us started, here's our Karate Combat Pit announcer, Aguilos Triantis.
And ready for the fight. In the red corner, from Brazil, Wellington Barbosa. His opponent in the blue corner, coming from Turkey, Yasar Shahintekin. Fighters, enter the pit. Referee of the fight, Yanis Mavridis.
Barbosa told me he wants to control the tempo, control the rhythm. Shahintekin said, I'm going to be faster, I'm going to be more explosive. I need to rely on my timing and work from inside. Round number 1.
And he's right, he needs to work on the inside. 7-inch on each arm, that's a long reach advantage for Mr. Yasar Shahintekin.
Red glove tape for Wellington Barbosa, blue glove tape for Yasar Shahintekin. Barbosa sticking out his left hand.
I love the feints.
Continually feinting.
Oh.
Throws the right, now takes the backward step. Shahintekin comes forward.
Shahintekin did a nice job of staying just outside the reach, but he's used to that because he's got that long reach, and that's what he needs to do every workout.
Slowly Barbosa trying to walk down Shahintekin to the inside. You can clinch, but you must throw in the clinch, otherwise you're separated. As you saw there by our Greek referee, Ioannis Mavridis. Barbosa lands a big right hand, had it loaded, threw it.
Oh yeah, he felt that he had to. That was a fast strike.
Don't stop. Action, fighters.
Mavridis calling for action. Again, trying to land on the counter.
And Castañeda is trying to land that right every time. Kizamitsuki, as they call it.
Shahintigan again throwing off of the counter, nearly against the wall.
Fighter section.
120 remaining, round number
Guys, you
one.
have to be more active.
Barbosa continually loading that right hand, lands it again, calls out a slip, and now Shahintigan can go with ground and pound for 5 seconds.
Okay.
Just to watch out to hit the back of the head, to get a warning there from the referee.
That was the stand-up by Mavridis. 5 seconds had not elapsed, but again, it was that illegal strike by Shahintigan to the back of Barbosa's head.
Action.
Mavridis keeping this fight moving, boss. Keeps calling for action.
Come on, guys. Action.
Yeah, but because you're not moving, so I would do the same thing.
Feints again. Spinning back kick by Barbosa, misses with the left.
Shirogiri. I love that kick, especially to the liver. We know that.
Very wide striking base for Wellington Barbosa.
But it's hard to pull off when your opponent is in a different stance. It doesn't line up as well. You need really to be really precise with that kick.
Action, guys.
Shahintigan setting a very patient, measured pace. 15 seconds remaining, round number one.
I like his face, no punching up in the air, from the side, weird hand movements that he makes, all those things help.
Barbosa looking for one more big right hand before the end of round one. Missed with that, landed with that, but then the counter from Yasar Shahintigan. That's the end of round one.
Now let's take a look at some replays. Boom, look at that, yeah, that was full on the button. And another one, that was the takedown, but he couldn't follow up, and then he made that illegal strike to the back of the head, so the referee wouldn't allow him to strike more.
To the corner of Wellington Barbosa. See into the corner of the Turk, Yasar Shahintigan.
Very relaxed man. Yesterday I was having a word with him and his team. We're upstairs drinking a little drink. Of course, non-alcoholic for the people.
Shahintigan spent 15 years as a member of the Turkish national team, won the Team World Championships with Turkey in 2008.
There you saw that Barbosa had this little dot behind his name, and that meant that he won the first round.
Round number two. 3 judges scoring on a 10-point must system.
I need action, guys. Let's go.
The low kick from Barbosa to open round two. And again, boss, we see the feint.
Yeah, that's it, and he throws it also as a feint. It's almost like throwing a tip, like you so to say, you know, like a jab. To distract his opponent.
Almost a double leg. Double leg takedowns are illegal. You can hit the single, you can hit the high crotch, not the double. Feint again from Barbosa.
Yeah, he's constantly moving. It's a very smart thing to do. It doesn't cost you any energy, but it's really tricky for the opponent.
Left hand got through from the Brazilian on that last sequence.
Action, guys.
Shahintigan being second a lot in this fight, boss.
Yeah, he needs to step it up. He really needs to use his reach and start to go to work, because if he loses this round, well, he can only win by knockout in the third. If it goes to a third, of course.
Guys,
It's in the step of Yasar
I
Shahintigan.
need more action, guys. Let's go. Blue.
See that big Shotokan style there. Barbosa, actually both of them are Shotokan, but you know, Shotokan has that wide base. Strong stance.
Stop. Stop. Fight.
Quickly on the restart.
In Shotokan, 70% are hard techniques and 30% soft and fast techniques. They have long, strong, straight, linear attacks, direct defense techniques, and powerful techniques and speed.
Fight, guys.
1 minute, 25 seconds remaining, round number two. Both fighters have their mouths wide open.
Stop. Stop.
Time called by Mavridis. This is going to be a warning to both fighters. Mavridis wants to see more action.
You have to be more active. This is official warning. Okay?
Heard Mavridis say this is an official warning.
Better start moving.
Barbosa was throwing the right hand in round number one. Not so much here in round 2.
Yeah, but he was waiting to throw it as a counter. And he was very precise with it. That's how he landed. Nice sweep there.
Barbosa looking for the up kick.
Nice. This is completely legal. He should go. Left, right, left, right.
Big shots on the ground and pound. And that is it.
That is it.
A come from behind win for Yasar Shahintekin. Just like that.
Yep, as they say, you have to intelligently defend yourself. And that was not what Barbosa did.
One real significant striking exchange in favor of Shahintekin, and it ends this fight.
And the winner by TKO,
He got to
the
left.
blue
Let's see what
corner,
happens.
Yasser Shahintekin.
There's the sweep.
Very limited offense from Yasar Shahintekin. The offense really slowing down, at times evaporating for the Brazilian Wellington Barbosa in round 2. Both fighters receiving a warning for not engaging enough, not throwing. From Ioannis Mavridis, our referee. Shahintekin taking full advantage and winning this fight with the ground and pound.
He,
Karate Combat Olympus continues live from Athens, Greece. We're at the stunning Zappeion with the great Bas Rutten. I'm Sean Wheelock. 4 fights thus far, 4 finishes. So Bas, you go back to Miami in April when Karate Combat made its debut live to the world, Karate Combat Inception. 6 fights on that card, 4 finishes, 4 for 4 this evening. The Pit was specifically created for Karate Combat to produce just this, high-intensity fights and a lot of finishes.
and we're seeing it, at the ladies also, they showed us that, using the wall, I love it when you use the wall. You can run up against it, you can use it as an escape. You saw that Esquivel was luring in the opponent and then she tried to go around her. It didn't work out a few times, but when she landed against the wall and then made a side kick, she was connecting with it. So we will see more of these fighters do that because they have a pit designed in their own dojo. It's a patent, of course, that they have, and if they get the okay from this organization, Karate Combat, then they can have a pit in their own gym, and that's when you can really start experimenting on what you can do and not can do with those walls.
If you missed any of our 4 fights, or if you'd like to see them again, they are archived. You can go online to our home website for Karate Combat. That is karate.com. So still fights to come. Up next, we will go to Davis Ferreras from the Dominican Republic versus the Russian Mirza Taybuyev.
There you go. Look at that. Beautiful picture.
Fighters, go to your corners.
Davis Ferreras, a big-time power puncher, won a gold medal at the 2018 Central American Championships. Here's a Taybuyev, a 4-time Russian national champion. Told me in our fighter meeting, I'm a very clean, I'm a very technical fighter. I want to win this fight from the outside. Ferreras made it clear he wants to win this fight from the inside. Back to our pit announcer, Aguilos Triantis.
And we're ready for the fight. In the red corner, coming from Dominican Republic, Davis Ferreras. His opponent in the blue corner, coming from Russia, Mirza Taybuyev. Fighters, enter the pit.
Set for 67 kilograms, 147 pounds.
Antonis Halatsis.
From Greece, Antonios Halatsis, our referee.
Fighter, are you ready?
Both
Are you
guys
ready?
are Shito Ryu
Fight!
karateka.
Round number 1.
For the people who don't know, 50% hard techniques, 50% soft techniques. Look at that.
Red glove tape for Ferreras, blue glove tape for Taybuyev.
Mawashi Yodangiri by Taybuyev.
Hop,
Looking
stop,
for the
stop,
tag.
stop.
That was a double
No
leg,
double
and
leg.
that is illegal. That's the reason for the stand-up.
Oh, nice short. Strong,
Fight.
strong Tsuki threw it out there, Ferreras.
Again, takedowns can
Stop.
come from any form apart
Fight.
from double legs and suplexes.
No clinching.
Oof.
Swing and a miss on the head kick from Taybuyev.
Yeah, he's gunning for it.
Action.
Colossus calling for action.
Oh man, Taybuyev, I love his movement.
Action,
Moving out
guys.
the side, not straight back, moving to the side. See what he's doing. Beautifully.
Good angling out from Taybuyev,
Action.
claiming the center of the pit. Big swing that landed on the shoulder, though, from Ferreras from the southpaw stance. Switch of stances from Taybuyev to throw the head kick.
Not a Mawashi.
See the lateral movement, true to his word, Taybuyev trying to make
Action,
this
guys.
an outside fight. Ferreras, boss, you can see him trying to work to the inside.
Yeah, he wants to throw that Ushiro Ura Mawashi Giri again, which is that spinning kick to the head. You know, I saw him
Stop.
twice
No
doing it
clinching.
after the very
Fight.
opening kick that he did, because that was that kick. He tried it 2 more times here, but he felt that the distance was not correct, so he stopped doing it.
Action.
1 minute, 20 seconds remaining, round number 1.
I like the switch stance from
Action,
Taybuyev.
guys.
It's almost like he's setting up a back kick as well.
Right hand on the counter from Taybuyev, back
Stop.
to the outside,
Action.
Ferreras to the inside. Taybuyev thus far controlling the distance, fighting this at his
There we
preferred
go,
range.
see?
There was big spinning
No,
back
no
kick.
clinching.
That's
Fight.
Ushiro Ura Mawashi Yodangiri. That's what they technically call it in Japan. Good luck with pronouncing that. Say that 5 times.
Action, guys. Action.
Spinning kick to the head.
Swing and a miss from Ferreras, taking himself off balance. Good low kick from Taybuyev.
You see, but he used it as a setup for his striking. I like him also constantly switching stances.
Straight punches now, big hooks thrown from Ferreras. And again, Taybuyev smartly angling
Action,
to the
guys.
outside.
Yeah, he needs to set those kicks up, because you can see him coming since he throws them with a lot of power. There's a little tiny load up, and you can't show that to your opponent.
Overhand right from Ferreras.
Good head movement there, though, by Taybuyev.
10 seconds remaining, round number
Oh,
1.
that was some nice shots there, coming from Ferreras.
Action, guys. Action.
Ferreras cutting the angle, the bell, the end of round number 1. Again, if you've just joined us, we've already had 4 fights, Karate Combat Olympus here in Athens, Greece. Our previous fight, 102 kilograms, 224 pounds, Wellington Barbosa, Brazil, versus the Turk Yasser Şahintekin. Boss, it was largely one-way traffic for Barbosa in round 1. He slowed down in round 2. Şahintekin then taking full advantage of the 5 seconds of ground and pound to get the second round TKO win.
Yeah, did a great job. Started with a sweep. He put him on the ground and hit him a few times, and his opponent was not intelligently defending himself, so the referee stopped the fight.
A come from behind win for Yasser Şahintekin. 3 judges scoring on a 10-point must system. They reveal their scores after every round. Round 1 going to Davis Ferreras. Again, you see the graphic bottom of your screen. The dot, of course, you probably figured this out, indicates the winner of the round. Round number 2, and immediately Ferreras seizing the center of the pit.
Stop. Stop. Fight.
Ferreras, boss, winning on the judges' scorecards, but Taybuyev is fighting this fight at his range and at his pace, now looking for the ground and pound.
3.
Yeah, he's doing a phenomenal job, so yeah. It was a very close round. That's why I'll never want to be a judge.
Again, 5 seconds when a fighter is grounded, either by knockdown, slip, or takedown. The top fighter can throw punches, the bottom fighter can throw punches and up kicks.
Fight.
Quick restart from Colossus.
The head kick from Taybuyev.
Counter left, big right hand from Ferreras, but partly on the shoulder.
Powerful strikes though. They
Swinging
connect
big.
there, connected right there.
Right jab from the southpaw stance.
Good comeback there. Go ahead.
Tabuyev continuing the circle, continuing the angle out.
Stop, no clinching. Fight! No clinching, guys. Action!
Two Greek referees keeping this fight, keeping the fights tonight moving.
Oh yeah, you stop 5 seconds, they go action.
Adonias Halatsis, his counterpart Ioannis Mavridis.
Wow, Ferreras is swinging for the fences here.
Come on, guys. Action!
It's almost
Big
like
hand! A one-punch knockout win. This has been stopped by Halatsis. Game, set, match, Mirza Tabuyev.
yeah, you start playing around, that's what happens. I always tell my students as well, don't do it. Why would you do that? Because if it backfires, it's not gonna look good.
Tabuyev losing round one on the judges' scorecards.
End
But
of the
again,
fight.
he was controlling the tempo, setting the range. He talked about that in our fighter meeting. Stay technical, stay on the outside, and getting a massive win here in Karate Combat.
Yeah, that was a perfect job. The angles he did, never went straight backwards, switching stances the whole time. He was just waiting for that right
And the
moment to
winner
land.
by knockout, Mirza Tabuyev.
Well, one good thing about this is Shito Ryu, the style won, because both fighters are Shito Ryu. Boom, yeah, you see, I'm talking about it again. It's almost like a clothesline, it's a forearm. I'm using this all the time, and people don't seem to gravitate towards it, but it's such a powerful shot. And also, even when somebody puts up the defense, it will loop around the defense.
Big smile on the face of the fighter from St. Petersburg, Russia, Mirza Tabuyev. As the replay confirmed, there was a lot of form in that knockout punch. The winner, by way of second round knockout, Mirza Tabuyev defeats Davis Ferreras. Up next, it is our co-main event of the evening. From Morocco, Ashraf Ushen versus from Ecuador, Franklin Mina. Ushev wants to come forward, constant pressure, keep attacking. Mina said, I want to fight like my idol, Muhammad Ali. Keep floating, stay outside, and then sting on the inside. Up now, it is our co-main event of the evening, 93 kilograms, 205 pounds. Ashraf Ushen versus Franklin Mina. Back we go to our pit announcer, Agilos Triantis.
And ready for the co-main event of the night. In the red corner, coming from Morocco, Ashraf Ushen. His opponent in the blue corner, coming from Ecuador, Franklin Mina. Fighters, enter the pit.
Ashraf Ushen said, and I'm quoting, my best defense is to keep attacking. Franklin Mina from Ecuador, gold medalist at the 2015 Pan American Games in Toronto, told me he wants to stay long, stay on the outside. And again, emulate his idol in combative sports, the great Muhammad Ali. That's easier said than done.
Ushen coming forward right away, so great striking. We saw him last time in Miami, he was also very good.
Round number one underway. Ushen from Morocco, red glove tape. The Ecuadorian Mina in the blue glove tape. Kick, big right hand. Muhammad Ali-esque there from Mina. Now looking to finish on the ground. He does not. 5 seconds left. The stand-up from Ioannis Mavridis.
Wow, man.
Another big right hand again from Mina.
Yeah, I think that Ushin got hit, and he's still a little wobbly on his legs. When he got up, there's a little movement there. Oh,
Counter right
beautiful!
hand.
Look at this!
Now looking to finish.
Wow!
And he does.
And just like that! Wow!
Receive and then give the victory for Ashraf Ushin.
Vamos, Franklin, no te descuides, no te confíes, tienes que entrar con guardia. Mira bien, salta un poco, Franklin, salta un poco, salta un poco.
Took a tremendous shot and then gave an even bigger shot, boss.
Yep. The fight ain't over till it's over, and we saw that in this one.
And the winner, by knockout, Ashraf Ushin.
5 fights up to our co-main event, 5 finishes. Bout number 6, our co-main. It's a first round finish. Will we go for 7-4-7, our main event on tap? And that was a throwdown, boss, here in our co-main.
Yeah, man, let's take a look at the replay here. Oh, yeah. He counted that perfect. Came there with the left kick, left front kick, and got connected, got hit with that right straight punch. And of course, Ushin is not gonna let him go. He's gonna keep on punching.
That is a quality win for the 21-year-old Ashraf Ushin. Again, it bears repeating, Mina winning the gold medal at the Pan American Games in Toronto, Ontario, Canada in 2015. Ushin, not without adversity, but getting a massive victory. The winner by way of first round knockout in our co-main event. Ashraf Ushin defeats Franklin Mina. Still to come, it is our main event. 75 kilograms, 165 pounds. The 23-year-old Englishman, Jerome Brown, versus the 37-year-old Frenchman, Davy Donna. We are at the stunning Zappeion in Athens, Greece. The fencing venue for the 1896 Greek Olympics here in Athens, the first modern Olympiad, now hosting Karate Combat. And we are set with our main event, Jerome Brown versus Davy Donna.
The talk is over. Now let's see if Davy Donna can overcome that 6-inch height disadvantage and land his favorite technique, the spinning back fist, all while watching out not to get swept by Brown, because that is his favorite technique, the sweep. He's Johnny from Karate Kid. Sweep the leg.
I've been watching Cobra Kai. I'm a massive fan of Johnny now. I've given up on Daniel.
Fighters, go to your corners.
Jerome Brown, 6'2", Davy Donna, 5'9". Donna said, I cannot get stuck on the outside. Brown said, power shots be explosive from the outside. To get us started, our main event of the evening, Karate Combat Olympus. Here again is Agilos Triantis.
And we're ready for the main event of the night. Coming from England, in the red corner, Jerome Brown. His opponent in the blue corner, coming from France, Davy Donna. Fighters, enter the pit.
Boss, we talked about this earlier in the broadcast.
Referee
Real
of the fight,
animosity
Yanis
between these
Mavridis.
two men at the weigh-ins yesterday.
Yeah, well, it was one-way traffic. It came from Jerome Brown. because his opponent David Dona was just looking. He didn't even understand what he was saying, so he was calm. But this is going to be an explosive fight.
Round number 1. Red glove tape for Brown, blue glove tape for Dona. Ioannis Mavridis is our referee.
Brown,
Big
nice.
outside kick.
Yeah, and he still delivered it with power, even though he has that stance. So that's great technique.
Get the outside kick. Dona on the inside, right back out.
Again, inside. You gotta watch out. You gotta kick the shin. You don't want to hit the shin. With your shin, it's gonna be a problem.
Brown trying to stay long. Brown was looking for the outside trip,
Yeah,
couldn't hit it.
I saw that. That was nice. He's thinking, but Dona's not crazy. Both of them explained exactly to you what the fighting styles were going to be. They know what their opponent can do and not do. Nice strike, nice takedown here by Brown.
Brown now has 5 seconds to throw punches.
Dona was smart, he was holding it, and then you're not allowed to do it. They're starting off fast.
Powerful kick from Dona. Immediately to the
Yeah, there we go.
outside.
What did I say in the opening? What did I say? Right, I said it. I said it in the opening. With the kick, you cannot kick there because once you hit somebody just below the knee, the part of the shin is the strongest there.
Time has been called.
Yeah, that might be broken.
No official stoppage to this fight. Brown reacting as though he has won. Nothing official yet from Ioannis Mavridis. You see our Greek physician is in the pit.
That's the problem when you're standing in an open stance. You know, when one has is southpaw and the other is orthodox, and then when you give an inside low kick and you kick just below the knee.
This fight is over. Mavridis has waved it off. And the first round TKO win due to injury, Jerome Brown.
Oh, it's very scary because you can actually, you see, yeah, that's just below there. Ah, that's such a hard part of the shin. You should never do that.
David Dona, such a talented, accomplished fighter, 2-time European champion. Immediately reacting, and he is still down on the canvas, as you see, receiving medical attention.
Yeah, it's a horrible way to win, it's a horrible way to lose. Because you won now, because your opponent kicked you at the wrong part of your shin. Yeah, okay, you won, but is it really you who did that? And of course for Dona, it's a horrible way to lose.
Safety first here in karate combat, as of course it should be in all combat sports. You see class from Brown, to your point, boss. He's not celebrating this win. You don't want to celebrate the injury of your opponent.
No, you know, that's their respect again, you see? Right after yesterday, I told this now a few times, when he got in his face, he still bowed to his opponent. There was still that respect part. Total blackout.
So this will go down as a first round TKO win due to injury for Jerome Brown. Our knockout of the night is presented by BitMEX, the most liquid crypto coin trading platform, which offers up to 100 times leverage with industry-leading security. BitMEX, get rich or get wrecked. Join now.
Oh, yep. That was a very well-placed left hook to the jaw.
7 fights, 7 finishes. An unfortunate way to finish our main event. Again, Dona throwing that low kick. You can see immediately reacting to the agony when his shin landed flush. But Jerome Brown claims the victory. Not the way he wanted it, but the victory nonetheless.
And who says karate's not effective? Just look at this. I mean, everybody went down. It's insane. It's a great technique. I love it. I like the rules. I like everything. The open stance, the wider stance, the different styles, the Shito-Ryu, the Wado-Ryu, the Shotokan, everything together. This and then this setting. I mean, if you're outside here in Greece, you feel everything. You feel how old it is. The presence of the fighters that used to fight here. I mean, 648 before Christ. That's where the first Olympic was here in Athens, and it's insane that we are here now in the same building where I had the fencing, and that was in 1996, right? That's because I wanted to see if I could do that pancreation at the time, but it didn't come. I just became champion and had to defend my title.
Our fight of the night is presented by Origin. From fitness to nutrition to personality, Our DNA tests help you get the info you need to make the best choices for you. We take you to Fioravante Valentino versus Igor de Castañeda.
Igor de Castañeda landed that big overhand, I would say Mawashi Tsuki as they call it in karate, and there, boom, that little half hook there to the face, that sealed the deal for him. Yeah, he was on point, connected with everything he had, and the referee, as you can see, stopped the fight.
Be sure and join us live for our next event, Karate Combat New York City. It is set for this September, available on numerous streaming platforms, including our home website for Karate Combat, that is karate.com. You will see Abdullah Ibrahim in the main event at Karate Combat Inception in April in Miami. It was a spectacular first-round knockout win for Ibrahim versus Josh Quayhagen. We called that fight. That was the fight of the night in Miami. And as Brown earned a spot on the main card from a qualifier, so too does Ibrahim for our next show, set for New York this September. Replays of tonight's broadcast and additional Karate Combat content are available at karate.com and on the Karate Combat mobile app. Karate Combat Olympus, presented by Origin and BitMEX, live tonight from the Zappione in Athens, Greece. For my broadcast partner, the great Boss Rutan, for pit announcer Aguilos Triantis, and for our entire crew, I'm Sean Wheelock. To all of you worldwide, thanks for watching Karate Combat.